Well, greetings. It is Diane Cox here for the May Astrology, May 2024, the highlights and anything that's kind of really communicated itself with me that I think is quite interesting. And so let's have a overview of what I think is interesting for May 2024. I can't remember if I mentioned this in my April one, but you have on the 29th of April, Venus went into Taurus, its own sign. Beautiful Aphrodite with Taurus the bull. Okay, it doesn't quite... Aphrodite riding a bull doesn't quite do it. So basically Venus rules Taurus, and Taurus is the bull in the field. The bull in the field, surrounded by lovely lush grass, lots of lady cows. No one's telling him what to do or how to do it or where to go. Very happy Taurians are Taurians don't like change. They like things, they're cautious, they're steady, they're reliable, they're earth signs. And when Taurus and Venus get together, it's their own domicile, it's their own home, so to speak. Venus rules Taurus, so they're very comfortable together. Taurus is nature, it's environmentalism, it's the earth, it's what we do to the earth. It is kind of also, it rules the second house, which is about wealth and material things, what we value. It's how we earn our money, it's money. And Taurus is also related to sensuality, artistry, poetry, beautiful architecture, dress design, and all that kind of stuff. So beautiful, lovely, facials, going to the spa, kind of energy. So, and there's a lot of Taurus energy around this month, so interesting. That happened on the 29th of May, so Venus is already in Taurus, and that means, okay, things are just like, oh, this is nice, start off the month nice. And I'll have a look at the dates about when it moves into Gemini. But that's a nice start to the month. Venus in Taurus, a bit of luxury, a bit of niceness, do something, this May is quite a nice, not quite, it's a very nice month astrologically. And it kind of looks like a month of get your batteries full, get your reserves, kind of get your tanks filled up, get yourself mentally kind of and emotionally harmonized. You've got time to do it. The planets are encouraging you to do that. That's what I would start off saying. Obviously, there's always got to be something that gives a little bit of a poke and a spark. But May is really actually quite a nice month. So that's Venus as we start off the month. Also, on the last day of April, Mars went into its own sign of Aries. So, or should I say Aries went... No, I won't go there. So basically Mars is now in Aries, its own sign. It loves being in Aries. It rules Aries. So the fiery warrior is in the fiery sign. The fiery warrior is allowed to do exactly what it wants. It can, all guns blazing, all tooled up, going for it, passionate, sexy, adventurous, courageous, a bit annoying, very direct, abrupt. Kind of a bit over the top sometimes. But Mars in Aries, sorry about my squeaky chair. It's kind of, now look, I'm trying to make it squeak and it won't. Anyway, so Mars is in Aries, its own sign, all full of, great stuff. So you've got lovely sensual Venus in Taurus, and then you've got sexy, go for it, passionate, driven, adventurous leadership. Mars in Aries. So that's nice. That's a nice combination, isn't it? Go for what you want. Go for what you want regarding your pleasure and your kind of whatever gives you fun and what makes you feel content and, satisfied and life is good. Go for it. Okay? It's a good start to the month. And then obviously we get something like Pluto. Pluto is stationing direct, which means it's coming, slowing down, ready to retrograde. So Pluto's in Aquarius. This big thing about technological breakthroughs and all kinds of support from Aquarius and into Pluto, with all this potential for AI. Not a big fan of AI, but hey, who knows, maybe I'll see a good point for it at some point. Not just kids getting all their university work and homework done by AI, or cars being driven by them. But yes, there's lots of potential for the technology, for transport. I know there's lots of technological things coming along with vehicles and all medicine and all kinds of stuff. So basically, Pluto comes to a stop. And when a planet slows down to stop, it's like all energies are focused in. It comes to a standstill. It's like meditating in its own space and becomes, strong and mindful of itself. So you might be feeling a bit of a Pluto kind of intensity, depth, gravity. And depending what planets it kind of liaises with, you could also feel, it could be anything. It could be liaising with your, Mars, your own Mars in your chart, and just see how that well, it's actually, I won't go into jargon. It's basically making some angles with Venus, and that could be quite interesting regarding relationships, love, romance, and friendship circles. So that's the start of the month. And then we get a new moon, a lovely new moon on the 7th of the month. So again, remember what I say about new moons. It's a good time for making your just maybe sitting down, writing if you've got any goals for the month, just kind of visualizing, doing a vision board, something like that. The new moon is in Taurus itself. So we've already now got Venus in Taurus, and the moon is in Taurus. So all this lovely Taurian, I say lovely Taurian energy. It is lovely, but as in astrology, everything has its, two sides. Taurus can be lazy, stubborn, and it doesn't like to be pushed around or led to do anything it doesn't want to do. But there's a very nice new moon in Taurus, so think about what you want to achieve for the month. The moon makes a lovely kind of conjunction with Jupiter on the 8th. So that's like, what Jupiter does? It expands everything it touches. It's expansive. The only thing about Jupiter, sometimes it can be hyper indulgent. So let's see what we get. Yeah, this nice kind of partying and sensual pleasures. It could be quite a hedonistic month. So very, very nice. I'm just looking at some of the lovely stuff that's going on for the month. One thing I will say what you get is you then get so we've got Jupiter in Taurus already, Uranus in Taurus already, then you've got Venus in Taurus, the moon in Taurus, the sun in Taurus. So it is a load of bull, okay? This month is kind of this bull energy, and Mercury in Taurus. Mercury comes into Taurus on the 13th. It comes out of the fully retrograde and into Taurus, yeah. And then let me just check that, because it goes into, that's right, into Taurus. So you've got all these planets in Taurus. So you've got the potential of this sensual delight, this being out in nature, this really reveling, hiking up the mountains. It's an earth element. So you've got this hiking up the mountains, taking some food with you and having a nice time, or walking in the forests or the woods, or, grounding yourself by walking on sand on the beach. Okay, anything that helps earth. So you see, Taurus will anchor everything down. It really is down to earth. And that can be very good for some of the energies that we just need to kind of, let's earth ourselves and earth our visions and our manifestations and our dreams and desires. So by the time it gets to the 18th of May, you've got a Taurus stellium, which means, 4 planets or more, or maybe sometimes a bit less, I think 4, in one sign. Now that's big enough in itself because they're all next to each other, you know, they're all kind of, so you've got, like I say, you've got Venus, Uranus, you've got the Mercury, the Sun, Jupiter, all together, all next to each other. Now, if you think of it, if you've got a little cottage rented for the 18th of May and a little bit before and after, you've got all these planets in this little cottage. And that can be great. You can all get on and have a laugh, and you know it can be really fun. And then it can be a little, you know, when you're like close to people for quite a while, that can be a little bit kind of trying, as everyone has their own habits and everything. Everyone has their own idea of how the weekend should be and what everyone should eat and at what time they should eat and what walk they should go on and who's sleeping in which bedroom and you know, is there enough food, is there enough wine and beverages, and you know it can be brilliant and fun and fantastic, and it can be a little irksome and irritating. So this Mercury get-together, this Taurus get-together with all those planets has the potential this month of being really positive because it's being blessed. It's got Jupiter in the mix. It's being blessed. It's got a lovely little energy coming from Neptune coming across. It is expansive. It is uplifting. It feels spiritual. It feels fun. It feels like real wonderful times, that memories of a very pleasant kind are being made in May, especially this around this 18th and stuff. So it's really good vibes. It's like I tell you what is the kind of the little the lightning bolt, as it is in the mix, is Uranus, because Uranus is there in the cottage with everybody else. Now obviously Jupiter is wants everyone just to eat and drink and have fun and laugh till the belly aches and whatever. Venus wants the same. It wants good loving, good friendship. It wants luxury and that fantastic, surrounded by beautiful stuff. The Mercury wants good conversation and, you know, lovely kinds of, like I say, laughter. And Mercury in Taurus is more kind of grounded and, you know, realistic and not too fanciful. Get the facts and whatever, and some good conversation. And then you've got the sun shining. It's lovely. You know, the sun is in Taurus, which is ruled by Venus, and it's all this lovely energy. And then you got Uranus, the lightning bolt. And during the month, each of these planets is going to be the light is going to receive a lightning bolt from Uranus, and Uranus is the, you know, it's the rebel. It's the kind of surprise lightning. It comes out of the blue. There could be something really interesting, really new happening. It could be like new people coming into your life. It can be new ideas with the Mercury. It can be kind of a new way of being. You've had a breakthrough of how you want to be and how you want to act and how you want your character to develop, your personality with the sun. So having Uranus kind of activating each one of these planets during the month is actually really quite exciting. Can be very exciting because it's like, wow, it just kind of breaks the mold in a way and brings like this frisson, this energy, and it can be anywhere and wherever. What I should say is wherever in your chart, keep saying Mercury, Taurus is, that is where you're going to feel this kind of intensity of all these planets this month. So if you've got it in the 10th house, for instance, you might feel it at your job, in your career. You might get a new offer. You might decide to change what you want to do. You might and obviously in the 10th house, it's about your social standing, your reputation, who you are, how you're seen It's the authority around you, your authority within yourself. So there could be lots of things that change. If it's in the fourth house, it could be, family stuff. It could be home. It could be stuff happening with, moving home or redoing your home, especially with all that Venus. You might get something new into your home or do it up or something like that. You might have time with your family that is very, harmonizing and nice. So there's a lot of loveliness here to be had. And of course, then you've got things like, you've got some little Mars little triggers here, but they're not, Mars is conjunct with the North Node, with Rahu. Mars and Rahu together is quite potent, and again it's quite an energy of warrior energy, fighting energy, going forward energy, and with the North Node, Rahu North Node, it means it's about the future. Mars looking at the future. Where do you want to go? Where do you want to be? Where does the universe want to lead you? And it's opposite the moon. I don't want to get too much into the aspect, but it is opposite the moon. And it could be like just something that you realise, a eureka moment, a penny drop about what you want, where you want to be, what you want to do. And with that Mars kind of going, okay, well, now I've also got the energy to actually do it. So that is quite interesting. And then we get what I wanted to really kind of talk about to get to the 23rd. But on the 20th of May, this is when it starts to change. So the first 3 weeks, basically you've got this Taurus kind of stuff, and then on the 20th of May you've got the Sun moves into Gemini, so it starts to break up that Earth and that Taurus stellium, and then the Sun goes into Gemini, and we get this air. We start to get the element of air and the busyness of the mind of Gemini, and the humour and the kind of, the insights, and, how Geminis are just all like concepts, ideas, and keeping yourself busy, keeping your hands busy, having all these insights and whatever. That's on the 20th. And on the 23rd of May, there's a full moon in Sagittarius. And again, a bit of fire there to start to break up some of this hold on the earth that Taurus has. So on the 23rd of May, we've got a full moon in Sagittarius. And this makes some lovely connections to Venus and Jupiter. So remember, Venus, this beauty, this artsy poetry, loveliness, luxury, this whole social loveliness, and money, actually, some relation to money. And it's again kind of hugging Jupiter. And it's really lovely. It's like a beautiful energy. You've got this optimistic Sagittarius moon. Lovely optimistic Sagittarius moon, adventurous, always wants to do the right thing and wants to help everybody. And then you've got Venus and Jupiter expanding the loveliness of Venus. And then you've got it making a lovely little connection with Neptune over there. Remember, Neptune is idealistic, utopian vision, magic, just lovely to, hopeful that the world can live in peace and harmony. Unfortunately, gets a little bit let down and finds out the delusion of having such thoughts. Not always. But the full moon is lovely, and this is the 23rd of May, and it's kind of, I don't know, it feels like, when I look at the aspects, it feels like so uplifting and so joyful, and like, oh wow, the world can make it, humanity can do it, they can make it. And like your own social circle, your family, I don't know, there feels like this like vibe of peace and joy and success and happiness and contentment. That's what it feels like, really content, like there's such potential of things reaching a superb kind of conclusion, or even just a superb moment, like a memory that will always stay with you, that kind of thing. That's on the 23rd. And actually also it trines at Pluto, so it's all depth and transformative. You know, it's a transformative moment. So with the 18th and the 23rd, they're such lovely days. And yes, you've got some of the Mars stuff, and yes, you've got some squares going, not squares. Yeah, there are some squares going on, but there's always going to be something, isn't there, to balance out everything. Then after that lovely moon, on the 24th of May, Venus leaves sensual Taurus and goes into chatty, humorous, doing Gemini, ruled by Mercury. So it's like, what we're going to do, you know. I always think, you know, Venus in regarding love and romance, you know, Venus in Gemini, it's like, you know, talking a lot. People who've got Venus in Gemini like to have partners that they can really talk to and communicate with and have a laugh with. I had two friends many years ago, and they were both Geminis, and with other planets in Gemini, and to spend an evening with them was like spending an evening with a comedy act, and they would just constantly, you know, kind of back and forth off each other and hit off each other and just be making everyone laugh the whole evening. It was beautiful energy, and you know, they really did. They did, you know, they could like finish each other's jokes off or sentences, and you know, it was really nice, fun to have that. So that's what's happening on the 24th with Venus. Venus goes into Gemini. On the 25th, this is a biggie. Jupiter moves from Taurus, that it's been in for the last year, into Gemini. So it's to Jupiter, this expansive, benevolent, beautiful energy. The only thing with Jupiter that you get is excess. So when it's in an air sign and Gemini, for the next year, it's like it could be really great communications in the world, not only within your own family, your social circle, your community. There could be some, you know, I have this like utopian kind of thing in my own chart, but it's like, wow, maybe there's going to be some real headway made with peace and reconciliation, and because it's all about communication. Jupiter in Gemini is communicate, ideas, really great ideas coming up, you know, really kind of breakthrough, break the mold, futuristic, amazing ideas. And it can be in again, it depends where it is in your chart, but it can be to do with any sphere of life. You know, it could be how people work, how people travel, how people communicate, you know, actually made me think about Pluto and Aquarius and brain chips and AI and robots. So hey, let's just see. But I say that, and I know, because I'm in touch with a lot of people, there's a lot of people on the, you know, kind of not into that. And of course, it's a generational thing, that still want to write letters or emails and talk and look at each other and don't have a phone on the table when they go out for coffee and stuff. And they still have that heart-to-heart connection, and that, you know, that mental, auric and energetic kind of connection when they're with someone, which is lovely. And then what else? I think that is the big one at the end of May, when Jupiter goes into Gemini, and then what happens? But we'll obviously talk about June. What happens in June? Then the Gemini, the planets all come, you know, kind of trotting in to Gemini, and then we have this Gemini stellium a bit later. So big comms, and again, depending on what house your Gemini is in your chart, it will see where, again, it will be stimulating stuff. So that is about it. I think on the last day of May, you have Mercury again. Oh, this is quite big actually. Mercury conjunct with Uranus. So you've got the lightning bolt and the planet of communication and business and you know, coming together. I mean, the third house is also about neighbours, and it's about you know, siblings. It's about short distance travel and stuff. But when I see Uranus and Mercury together, it's like, it really is like mad professor stuff. It's like the crackling of energy in the mind. There's some like incredible energy when those two get together. It's like that Tesla thing and all the kind of all the current coming off it, the Tesla coil kind of thing. So so that's going to be quite interesting. What else have I put here? Yes. Oh, okay. So yeah, I put here that it's also sextile Neptune, which means, again, Neptune being this massive nebulous, boundaryless energy. So there could be this like, wow, this really kind of really unexpected things could happen that you could never have dreamed of. You know, this magical input of Neptune and stuff. So it looks like a really nice month, and it's a time to, I think I said this, that, you know, to fill your coffers up, to fill your spiritual, mental, emotional kind of reservoirs up, and have some fun, and, you know, go out and do what you love, and do, you know, mix with people who really amp up your own vibe, and, you know, you come away and you've had a really good laugh, and you feel great for it. So thank you for watching, thank you for stopping by, and have a lovely month. Enjoy this month. You know, May is a very special month. I love May, it's one of my favourite months. So have a great one, and if you have any questions, do put them below, and I will do my best to answer them. But have fun, have a merry May, and I will be seeing you again soon for some insight about something or other. Take care now, bye bye.